Okay, if we're going to think about e-government, one of the things we decided during the course of the module and the revision sessions was that this potentially was a massive area. Okay, e-government could cover all kinds of different aspects and operations of government and senses of government. So we kind of decided in an early stage that to make it manageable, okay, we would think kind of about dividing it into two different areas. Okay, we're thinking about it in terms of e-government in the sense of government, in terms of delivering government services. So government and how as an organisation or set of organisations it uses information communications technology just in the same way that many other organisations do to get the generic benefits. So you can look at that side of e-government and it links up really nicely with material from the Computer Media Communications lecture. It links up really nicely with some aspects of where we looked at Tesco, for example, and how it as an organisation made use of information and communications technology, and things like the areas of the ideas of intranets and extranets. Okay, so in terms of sort of email and communications and saving costs and online phone processing and all that kind of stuff, and providing information much more cheaply and efficiently by doing it electronically, you know, that's a whole good area to look at, and you can bring in all kinds of nice generic points from different areas because government seeks the same advantages from using electronic resources as many other organisations do. Okay, and then there's the kind of side of e-government that's the more kind of overtly political side, and a good recent example would be where we can look at the recent US elections, and we can look at how candidates and how parties and how the media and how the public were able to interact using a whole new set of tools. So for several years now, major parties and political candidates have had things like websites, but increasingly things like Obama and stuff were making use of kind of Web 2.0 applications. You could do things like you could download applications onto your iPhone, which enabled you to sort of contact other people, and a great bit of viral marketing taking place there. Many of the news organisations themselves were using all kinds of news feeds, and you could subscribe to feeds, or they were sending out text alerts and mail alerts. And there was a whole lot of ways in which people were using this technology. Things like YouTube as well came into its own much during this election, much more than sort of previous political events pattern, because it's so new, of course. And certainly this is the first time that it's been around in its form as YouTube, where we've had something as major as a presidential election rather than sort of more minor government elections and things. So this was a really interesting thing where candidates could put information up, where the voters could put information up. So people could put their own sort of counter videos up, interest groups could put their videos up. So an awful lot of things were taking place. It was on YouTube, and certainly the Obama group again took very early advantage of YouTube to post information up, and indeed when he first went into office as president they were using YouTube. They now, I think they keep changing the policy slightly, but they either host things now on a separate site on the kind of the White House servers, or they put stuff on the White House servers and stuff on YouTube as well, because it's the idea that this was the president speaking, therefore he didn't want the president and government material once he became an actual president, like the president in waiting, on a particular commercial site. Okay, but again it's an interesting area. So people were using things like services like Twitter, people were forming groups, so on Facebook groups and all this kind of thing. So in terms of kind of organising and motivating potential voters, and in terms of organising information, putting out rebuttals, putting your side across, people were making very, very heavy use of new technology of all kinds.